This is another episode of the Vet Green Show. Today we are introducing you to a panel, and this is going to be called the Women's Circle. This is going to be a monthly panel where we come together as women and we support each other. Because what I found is, like my sister Rochelle said, that we are so much more alike than we are different. And I also found that as women, as queens, we need to be supportive of each other because we don't get the support that we need all the time. A lot of times we wear so many hats, and we do it effortlessly. Like we will take one hat off and put another one on and not even think about it. And at the same time, it's like we continue to pour into so many people all the time because we come with love. As women, we are natural nurturers, and we want everyone to just feel okay, to be okay. And a lot of times I found that we don't have anybody to pour into us. I remember feeling so empty at one point, and like even thinking about it, it just brings tears to my eyes because I love that you all agreed to come on this panel. Thank you so much for coming here because I believe that God is so intentional, and what is about to happen in this room is not for us. It's for us to reach other women and let them know that they are not alone because we are so much more alike than we are different. Absolutely. We all have a story to tell. We all have her story to tell. We all come with trauma. We all come with places where we need to still heal. I know I've done healing in my life, but I am still healing from the trauma that I have gone through, that I thought was just okay, that I thought was normal. And when I went on my journey of healing, I realized that there is nothing normal about the shit that I've gone through. It is nothing normal about the shit that all of you guys have gone through. And we do it and we put on our makeup and we keep going. We keep going even with this weight on our shoulders, even though we are hurting inside. We continue to keep going. And we do it because we are strong. We are strong. But sometimes we do need somebody to hug us and say, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Sometimes we need somebody to say, I love you. Sometimes we just need somebody to give our shoulder, give them our shoulder. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, just love me. Yeah, I need a hug. Like, damn, real quick. Don't you see that I'm hurting inside? But I need to pour into you. But what about me? What about me? It's hard to say, what about me? So many times we have to be so strong. So many times we have to be the person taking care of everybody because we are the strong ones. Mm-hmm. So I welcome you guys, and I'm going to open up the forum to just let go and let God. And I want you guys to introduce yourself to the world. This is the Women's Circle. This is going to be a monthly segment, and I welcome you to join anytime if you can. You know, I'm not committing anybody to it, but if you can, because I believe that we are here to reach the masses. Definitely. Our stories are not for us. My healing, I realize, is not for me. It is for somebody else on the other side of that thing. Somebody that may be going through what I just came through, or something that I'm going through right now. And I am here to tell my story. I am unapologetically telling my story. I'm going to be very, very intentional about this, and I want you guys to also be intentional. So go ahead and open up the forum. I'm going to go ahead and introduce yourself to the Vet Green listeners.
Hi, I'm Gwen Parker, aka Goldie.
Okay, now, and I'm loving it. Lashes. I love that you came as you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wanted you to come as you. And when you came walking down them stairs and I seen you, I said, yes, Lord, it's about to happen. It is about to happen. Okay? So go ahead and introduce yourself, sister from another mister.
All right. I am Rochelle Thompson from Slidell, Louisiana, here in Buffalo, New York, with my sister, Vet Green. I'm so happy we're doing this. I'm elated to be here and part of this project.
We talked about it for a long time, and it's finally happening.
It's time to birth these things. It's time to birth these things that we've been holding on, and God give us these visions, and the visions you and I talk about, it's not by chance that we had the same visions, the same heart, and the same desires, and then God put us in connection with each other. So it's here. It's time.
It's time.
You know, and it's time for us as women to start coming together. You know what I mean? Just be there for each other, uplifting and encouraging each other. Because like you said, we are so much more alike than different. And it's those differences that we nitpick at, and you know what I mean? But no, embrace embrace each other as women and in love. That's all we gotta do. I ain't mad at you for nothing. You are who you are. I am who I am. You know.
Let me be me and just love me for me.
Just love me for me. People have a hard time with that, but it's something you were saying earlier. It's more of when you're hurting, a lot of times they're hurting too, and they don't know how to address the hurt in you because it's going to expose the hurt in them. You know? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mama.
She be hitting. I love our conversations. I always walk away with something. Ooh, wee, it ain't nothing but God.
All right.
Well, listen, y'all, I can't come on like how she came in. She just took me down to, whew. All right, y'all, it's Big Lay, as y'all know. Big Lay, not the one. Oh, I can cuss on you.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Do what you do.
it's Big
do what you do.
motherfucking Lay, not the little one. You know the vibes. And y'all know I'm on Layla's Tea Time every Friday at 5 p.m., but I am joining the queen herself, Beck Green, on Beck Green. I'm happy to be a part of the Sister Circle. I've been looking for it. I've been telling you, like, I've been needing a group of ladies. I don't care the age. I don't care the paths like you went through. I just need a group that I can grow from, learn from, and everybody respect my story. Because we all been through something, like I said, and to express it out, I feel like it's more of a healing thing for me. Yes. So like I balled up a lot like growing up. So again, I'm young. I'm a young buck, y'all. You know, I ain't gonna tell the age, but
I love your
know.
energy.
But yeah, like I feel like I've been through a lot, even at the young age that I have been, and me letting it out. And then having a good, like, positive vibe around me, I think it sets a tone for a lot of women, not only just for me. So, happy to be here.
That's right. Go ahead, my sister from another mister.
Hi, I'm Tamara Williams, a.k.a. Brooklyn, originally born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I could say Lackawanna is a home because I've been there for more than 10 years. Left and came back, help me Jesus. But, you know.
It ain't nothing, listen, you got to let God lead.
You know, it's just, kind of nervous. I'm used to talking to people, but not like this. But my sister, you know, Vet, I ain't gonna disclose her nickname we got for each other. You know, this some people like, you know, even though everybody know me as a strong person, sometimes you can't be strong all the time. They feel like you're not supposed to be strong. So something like this is good for me. Like, I ain't where y'all at yet with the walk, but I'm trying to get there.
It's a process.
Yeah, that's right. You where you supposed to be.
You know, everybody have a story. I can honestly say I'm glad I'm here because I've known, except for the newbies, but I'm feeling y'all vibe though. Everybody else, I've been around them for a long time, so it's good to know that we've been through this together and we know similar stories and we can get through it together with no judgment. Because some people want to judge and forget they in the hot seat they self.
Hello.
You know, so yeah.
Thank you so much.
I do just want to say, just because you ain't there yet, don't mean you can't get there. And just because you ain't halfway there, or even just took the one step, the step alone is the great part.
Right. You're
So
there
you wanna
because
say
you
you
took
got
the
it.
step.
Fits
Minute
her.
by minute,
Wow.
day by day.
Yeah.
Because you took the step.
Hi everybody, I'm Shauna.
Hey.
And I'm from Lackawanna.
Ooh. We got a lot of one in the building.
I'm currently walking in my purpose, speaking on my testimony, using everything I've been through to try to heal, help, and reach out to as much women or men as possible, you know. And the journey is rough right now, but I know God doesn't put more on you than you can bear, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yes.
As you should.
And like I have dreams of me traveling the world, like using my voice. So that's pretty much what I'm focused on right now. Like
It's coming.
It's coming.
The hairs are standing up on the back of my neck.
Okay, I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me.
No,
That's
it's
your
that
purpose.
energy.
Our
Oh my
purpose,
God.
Nobody said it was gonna be easy, but it was gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. He promised it wasn't gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it.
and I know that it's gonna be worth it because I get messages like, keep going. That's how you break generational curses.
Yes.
You know, thanks for saying what I couldn't say. And it's all worth it for me with that. So
Keep going on your journey, bro.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm so proud of you.
It's Lola Rue. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm Lola Rue. I'm so happy to be here. You know, I'm just taking it all in. The Sister Circle Vet has helped me so much. Just the reason why I came and have Lola Rue is because she saw something in me when I came with my team. She was like, yeah, and we linked, and ever since it's just been beautiful. I appreciate being here, and I appreciate meeting all you beautiful ladies, and I'm excited.
I'm so excited too. So I want to just open it up and just let, you know, let's open it up with you, Gwen, because this is, you kind of set it off and made the glue come together, because we have been talking about this for so long, but it just never happened. But you are the glue like that made it happen, because when you saw Shauna's story, you called me, you messaged me, and we linked, and you wanted to talk. You wanted to just tell your story. And I just want to open it up to let you just, you know, feed into us. You know, what is your story? Who is Gwen? How did you overcome? Because you have, like, you really have overcome, and I'm very, very proud of you, because I remember when, just like you remember when, like we remember when, and look at us now.
Yes.
You know, but God. Ooh, but God.
But God. Ooh. Yeah, overcoming, like at that moment, to overcome everything that you've been through, it was like, it was just crazy. Like, you there, you're in there, you live in this life like in a dark world, you know, and it was like, you think to yourself like, what is going on? You know, I have these kids, but you get tied up in life sometimes because you go through relationships that you done had that didn't work out. You know, you done had this job, something you visioning, something didn't work out, you know, and a lot of times I always thought to myself like, what is going on? I want to be a fashion designer. I want to be a fashion designer. I've been like this dream since like, I don't know, maybe even high school, you know? It was like I always wanted to be different. I always wanted to dress different. You know, I always wanted to be different. And I always ask God, you know, let me be different, but let me be related, because I never want nobody to think that you know, I was better than them. So when I came and went into a different life, and it was like I didn't care about myself, you know, I was going through so much hurt and stuff, you know. And then I woke up one day, you know, after years and stuff passed, and something just said to me, like, move, like, get out. You got to get out of here. You know, I looked myself in the mirror, jaw sunk in. You know, I started at high school 95 pounds. I had my first child at 16. I was only 95 pounds. You know, and to look in that mirror and relive that 95 pounds only in a different way, it was horrifying. I left. I had to get out. You know, although the road wasn't easy, because I still slept back, even though I left Lackawanna, I still slept back at times, you know, and still, but continued to work. You know, it's one thing, I was gonna always work. Had 5 kids, but then when your kids see and start seeing what you're going through, you know, and seeing stuff in the street, you know, your mom this, you know, your mom doing that, your mom's, you know, then you can feel kind of like the hurt in them, and then you start feeling like the disrespect begin to happen. And I had to nip it in the bud, you know, and it's like, I remember sitting there saying, Lord, I don't want this no more. You know, I don't care how many rehabs I've been through. I've been to rehabs like probably twice. And I thought about it and said, Lord, rehab ain't doing nothing for me. You're my rehab. And I remember reaching out my hand to him saying, I'm tired. I don't want it no more. Because until you tired, things will change. Because as long as you're not tired,
It's going to keep going.
it's going to keep going on and on and on. And when I finally got tired, I seen my father, Lord rest his soul. And I remember when I reached out to God, I seen my father. And he told me it's going to be all right. And from there on and thereforth, I started beginning to rebuild my life, redoing things that I wanted to do, still doing, and I'm still in the midst because I'm in the process. You know, I started going to school, and I went to another point in my life where I was like going into different sections like, oh, I want to be this. Okay, I want to do this because this seemed like it's getting money. This seemed like it's getting money. I wanted to travel the world, so I went to school to be a stewardess, 5 whole months. That didn't work out. Every person that I had on my list, every airline that I had on my list, I never made none of them. Not neither one of them. All the interviews and everything. I never understood. I got hurt by it. I kind of blame God for it. It's like, why?
That
Like,
blaming God. I've been
why
there.
don't you want me to have nothing? Like, why? You see what I already been through. I'm trying to make something happen, but one thing about it, when it's your time, it's your time. When he know where you need to be, he's going to keep bringing it. He's going to keep, no matter where you go or where you want to go,
can't
how
run
you want to
from it.
do it, you're going to always end back up where he wants you to be.
Yeah.
And every time I turned around was always fashion. I seen this, I seen that. I want to do this, I want to do that. So now I'm at the point now in my life where I gave up everything and I finally understood the assignment of where God was putting me to be. So now I'm in school, college. It took me a long time because I felt I was too old for college. I'm like, I'm too old, but I wanted things to come in my hand, because I seen other people had this, had that. I wanted things to come in my hand like, come on now. I want to be a model. I want to do this. I want to dress people, I want to do mannequins. I want to do all that. But then you have to sit me down and realize it's just not going to fall in your hands.
It's a process.
You're going to have to go through some things.
Ooh-wee.
The process to get to it, And although my mind don't work like it used to, I didn't think I was going to come into school and just think everything is going to be like, I knew it was going to be hard because people talk, But then to sit here and be like, my mind, Lord, like, how I'm going to do this? I don't know nothing about a computer. And then he always talked to me and said, well, you always said you wanted to invest in one. You always said you wanted to learn how to use one anyway. This is your time. So I'm still learning, going through it, but I thank God, I ain't where I want to be, but thank God I always think of I ain't where I used to be. Because right now it's in the process for me, and I know I speak things into existence, and I'm going to make it where I want to be at. And I'm happy for my life that I'm out that dark world and I entered into this brand new light.
Oh,
Thank
you
Jesus.
shining. You shining. One thing about you, Gwenny, you have always been a light. And sometimes when we are in places that are so dark where it's just so much hurt, it's hard for us to be that light because we feel like there's no. You look around and there's nobody else like you, and it's like, why am I so different? Why cannot not connect to people? Why when I do be around people, I feel like an outsider? I felt like that forever. And I've always seen you as a light. I've always seen you as a light. Even as a little girl, I saw that you were different. Like you were going to be different. And sometimes it's hard when you are in those environments where it's not rewarded. It's more like, oh, why are you dressing like that? Or why are you different? Or you think you're better than somebody. And it's like, no, I don't think I'm better. I just know that I want more. And we feel like it's not okay to want more. And then we get into these relationships because we're seeking some type of acceptance. Please love me. Please accept me. Don't you see me? Don't you see that I just want to love you? Don't you see? Oh, let me fix you. Let me fix your problem. And all the while, we can't even fix our own problems because we're trying to fix their problem. I was in a relationship and I thought, oh my goodness, oh, you saved me. I'm finally over my ex because I went through 7 years of hell with that. And oh, I'm in this thing and oh, I love you. You love me. You making me feel loved again. You make me feel beautiful. You make me feel like a woman again. And oh, let me fix you. But you got your own issues. But that's okay, baby, that you got these issues. I'm gonna stand there. Right, we gonna ride this thing out together. And all the while you steady hurting like hell, but you go still stick with it because I'm strong and I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna love you forever. I'm gonna love you forever, Tamara. That you've gone through that. I'm gonna love you forever. I'm gonna not think about what my hurt. I'm gonna not think about this pain that I'm going through. because I'm strong enough. How many of us have gone through that where we felt like we were strong enough to endure, but all the while we were really hurting. Hurting like hell.
Yes.
Hurting like hell.
It's really hard in the midst when you have somebody else to come to you with their problems, you know, and you try to be an open ear, which, you know, I am an open ear, but it's kind of hard because it's like, to you thinking in your head, how can I help you when I can't even help myself? Like, I'm trying to help myself, but they see something in you
They
that
look
they
for
trust you, that they come to you about.
because you're a light.
So I have to put all that behind my problems and me, myself, and help somebody else in the midst of praying that somebody help pray for me, you know. Because, I mean, everybody need prayer, but we do get caught up like that. We so busy trying to help other people and praying for other people, you know. But then you do sit down. You know, sometimes you used to have breakdowns, you know, and say, what about me? You know, is somebody praying for me?
And you feel guilty.
Like, on top of me praying for myself, you know, but I didn't want to never be selfish. I didn't never want every time I pray it's about me, about me, about me. You know, so I always start praying for other people, you know. I always tell people, anytime you need an open ear, you know, just here, I'm here to listen, you know. But if I happen to comment on something you say or something I feel that's wrong, I'm trying to help you, not hurt you, because I'm not going to never tell you nothing that I ain't been through. And I'll tell you from my point of view. You can listen or you can take heed. But that's the way I, you know, did my hurt, you know, trying to help other people and hurting inside. But one thing about I had a praying mama, so yeah.
So did
I had
She
a
still
praying
thank
mama.
the Lord for my mama. Still praying for me. That too. Like I was before we started filming, you were talking about how you want to make your dad proud, and I'd be like, man, right. Like, and he is proud. Like I had my mom. I didn't have a dad in my life, and I know that affected me because I realized in my journey that these guys that I'm looking at, that I'm dealing with, is because I'm looking for a father figure in them, especially like this last thing that I was in. I was like, man, I saw it. I was like, damn, like it's that dad that I need. Somebody to tell me that, you know, tell me you are going to be okay, and tell me, you know, just be supportive of me. And I realized that's what the attraction was. It wasn't that I was attracted to the individual, I was attracted to that father figure that I needed. And it took a long time for me to realize that. And now as I'm on this journey, like I am single, and I'm thankfully single because I realize my worth and I know what I want, and I'm not willing to settle. But it's hard to not go into that place where, you know, come love me, just come love on me for a little bit, because I just need a hug.
That's that flesh, that self. We be needing that. We be wanting just that comfort, you know what I mean? Just that consoling somebody to be there. And then oftentimes we accept something before waiting for our Boaz, waiting for what God is already preparing for you, you know, because I'm going through it right now. I just need somebody to hold my hand. I just need somebody to give me a hug and make me feel better, you know what I mean? Instead of depending on, you know, the source and going to ourselves. But it's something that you said about getting you got to get tired. You got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I mean? And then that's that point where you start to move. And you got to get there. That's something that like just woke you up. I got to move and it's time. You know, you come to that point.
That rock bottom. Ooh, I got tired of eating that dirt and realizing that I was eating it. Like I really thought that I can remember sitting outside. I was living in the projects again. 50 Gates, sitting outside in pajamas. In pajamas.
We all was.
Just sitting there. Just in pajamas. It was crazy. And like I wasn't working, I wasn't doing anything with myself. And I remember Rena Elliott came. And that's what made me start look at it. She made me see myself. I was so embarrassed because she was living out of town. And I remember looking down like, girl, like this is not you. And then the thing that like what bust open for me is when my daughter asked my sister to give me a job. She gave me the job. I got fired. I should have got fired. because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And my son had to come and pick me up in his car because, of course, I didn't have a car. I was sleeping on my mama's couch. This was my life. And my sister had the conversation with me, and she says, you know, because I'm the older one, I always looked up for you, and you taught me so much. And I can't believe, like, this is the life that you have decided to live now. Because I decided to live like that. It was a choice. Because I had gotten so into this, oh, woe is me, like, oh, woe is me, my husband done left me, don't nobody want me. Like, I was really into that place, like, oh, woe is me, I felt so bad for me, and don't come around, because I'm going to tell you my story. I'm going to tell you what he did, because I wanted everybody to know, this is why I look like this, because this is what he did to me. This is what he did to me. And then in 2018, I remember, girl, after 3 times trying to kill myself, I did. 3 times trying to kill myself. And my girlfriend stand by me each time. Never left me. Thank you so much for that, Tamara. I'm going to love you for life for that. Because you did. Because you did. And I tried to push you away.
I seen her in she did. Someone just told me to come back to the house. Came back to the house, on the ground. And I was like, that was one of the 2. Second time was in the ambulance. She was blue. I lost in the storm, and I was just like, I was going through my own stuff. When I was going through my stuff, she didn't care, she was there. And it was all of these so-called friends of hers that was there. Like, why does she look like this? I'm very big on loyalty. That's my thing. And even now being back, well, hello Buffalo, they might not back now. But it was all this fake love stuff. And I'm not saying this because Deshaun is sitting here. We didn't hang every day, but she would hit me up, and she would say stuff, and I'm like, this girl, because I know what people say, like, oh, this bougie girl. I'm like, what's wrong with you? She come outside, don't want to look like the mess that y'all look like, because I've never seen her on no downtime. I'm not about to say old you. I know her for
Oh, you got to pick up the mic.
almost 15 years. She always was, and to see your friend like that, I was like, So now everybody got to get out. This ain't even my house. All of y'all got to get out, because y'all supposed to be people, sisters. With a sister like that, I'd rather have the devil as my friend. Like, why is she looking like this in the truck or the ambulance, and y'all all standing here? And they try to turn us against each other at times. So she cussed me out real bad, and I ain't never did it again, because I was like, listen, your friends is your friends, your people is your people, and they will lie on me to try to make us not. And I'm not one of them friends that's going to keep, just like I want you to tell me, I'm going to tell you, friend, you fucking up.
Right.
You fucking up.
That's a real friend.
Tell
That's
me.
somebody that
You
really
could be
loves
mad
you.
at me today, but like, bitch, I ain't feeling you today. Bye.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow. That was me. I'll see you tomorrow. And I was knocking on the door. Boom, please show open the door.
She was.
Her room was at the downstairs in the low.
The 5
Open the
bedroom.
door, because I know you see me. I see you in the window. Open the door. And it's just like, I feel like a friend, if y'all sisters, y'all gonna argue like sisters, y'all should go like sisters. Ain't nothing gonna be to where, like, if we gotta lay hands on each other, you was never my friend. That means deep down, you always wanted to fight me. I will fall back first, and I told her, listen, I can't compete with your friends. I am not your friends, and I ain't scared of your friends, so I'm gonna stay in my little house across the street with my own problems. So when you done dealing with you dealing with and who you dealing with, I'll be back. Do you know she came over the door, banging on the door like, hello, hello, like,
'Cause I knew you
loyalty
was my
hit
real
different for
friend.
me. I shouldn't have to hear my business in the streets from my sister. Y'all beyond the friend point. It shouldn't be no reason. I know your business. I'm the newcomer of the block. I should know your business through your sisters. And you don't want to say nothing because you try to tell people and people don't want to listen, so now I got to fall back. But, and then certain people with me, I thought I had friends up here. When I was going through my little stuff, and then when I left, I heard some things, even typed some things. I'm back now, so what's up? you know what I'm saying? I was crazy before. Unlike, I'm still walking through my stuff and still going through my stuff, and still the reason I'm making the moves that I'm making now is because of my kids. You know what I'm saying? And her and everybody else, because New York, I love my city. I love my city to death. There's nowhere to raise no kids. Unless you travel all the time.
These days.
We was always in a room because there's always something going on. There's nothing to do. Here my kids could play out even in Buffalo here, and I can take a deep breath, my anxiety is not on 5,000. So that's why I say when y'all got good friends, keep a hold to them, because, you know, all my friends that I had here, I didn't have to come here to visit. They all was in New York every other month. They was there. They was down there. That's why I said to see the friend like that, you never prepared for that, because I'm like, what could be so wrong that I didn't know about, you know, to come see like that. So now I'm calling a job, like, you know, I would want somebody to be there for me. Because fake love is definitely real, and it hurts the most. Because I didn't understand. Like, after she came out of her, I cussed out, what you doing? And then I had to go through it myself, because you don't know how to handle the hurt when it's the people who you would never think that will hurt you the most.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be no reason that somebody I call my sister, or maybe even put you before my family, hurt me the way you did. You know what I'm saying? So to see her like that, I wanted to choke her after she got up. But I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of all the women that's here. You know, I don't know the new B stories, but the ones that's sitting here, I know the stories and I know mine. And I can honestly say we've been through it together. Through the good, the bad, the ugly, and the cute. Because you know.
And we still standing.
Because when I first came here, I stayed with Miss Parker. I sure did.
And I did not know that until
Yes,
we were in the
for
car.
months.
I did not, because I
And
didn't
then-
meet you until 2007.
Yeah, you met me when I was pregnant with Kiara.
Yeah.
Because she was like, who's this big girl sitting on the bench? Come sit in the truck. I was pregnant. And then, you know, my kids are 16, you know, I've been through a lot. And it was skeptical with even meeting y'all sometimes, because I was watching girls in the neighborhood. I'm like, this is how they do each other. Hell nah. I ain't doing this. I was the church girl in the projects. Yeah, I was the church girl, but y'all didn't see the project side. But thank God, everybody that I met, I've never had to bring it out. Like, can honestly say I have not got into it with nobody who's supposed to be my friend. And it's just like, now I'm looking at it like, bitch, you was never my friend. You was never this. You was never that. You was just something in my vulnerability. Like, it's just, and like, I'm
That's the
still
word.
trying to get used to being back here, because I still got some things that didn't let go when I left, that I thought I was over it, but I was only over it because I was away. So now I'm back and gotta face them things. Ain't nothing happy yet, so I'm trying to be a part of a group so I can get positivity there. So the hoodness don't come out. 'Cause like I said, I was a little touched before I left.
Who said what?
But I might need a
Come get
check.
what?
Okay.
You know, so I just say it.
I know it was years ago, but
You know, because this nigga come clean over, you know. I might need an arthritis pill after all the promotion, but it's definitely gonna go down while it's down. I need some assistance when it's over with, though.
It's-
I appreciate y'all, though. I'm
Got your
proud of
back.
everybody.
We all got that side, sis. We all got that side. I just posted something the other day saying, people take you to play with. People really take you to play with until you show them.
Until you show
Right, but
Until
then
you
you
show
allow
them.
yourself to be played with. I know I did, because I was a people pleaser, because I did not want nobody
Ooh,
to
let's
be
talk
mad
about
at me.
that.
And you know, some people used to think I was slow. Ain't nothing slow about me but my kneecaps. But then I had to. No, seriously. I had to think. Listen, I had to think like, why is these people acting like this? And then I was like, Tamara, you know, that was a little slow moment, but I was just agreeing and along with everything
Right.
that
That
would make people happy.
Right.
Yes, we all have been. I know I
And now
am
I'm like,
habitual
bitch,
with
you
that.
could never. What was wrong with you? Why was you? My sister was like, girl, do they not know the real you? I said, but I don't know, because I felt like I was alone up here. You know, all my family was in New York, except for a couple aunts and uncles, and I had genuine friends, but I try not to put myself in situations that I wouldn't want them to be in. So I didn't put myself in situations where I had to need my friends to come jump or do or whoop the whoop. Even though I probably should have called them a couple of times. But I took a lot of stuff just to not be put in stuff. Now I wish it was like the Gone Show, bust a couple people inside their head. But then as you see life, they going through their own little problems, because karma is a mean thing. And people don't believe that.
Everybody don't.
And no matter what I decided or what I decided to do, and I always used to look for confidence and validation in other people when I should have been looking for the man upstairs, because no matter however, whatever, and do ever that went with me, he's never let me seen or gone without. And then I look at these people, and you still are You still like this? You could never talk about me now because I'm ready.
They could never talk about
You could
before.
never. They could,
Allowed.
but I allowed them. You could
Yeah, you
not
allowed.
go
Yeah,
through
to cover
what you
their
don't
story.
let.
Yeah.
You know. And I was just mad at myself because I was like, never, and that's why I left. I just felt like I was losing me, and to this day, I don't even know who Tamara is anymore. I'm still trying to find her. So maybe now that my kids are grown, because you got to put on this facade for your kids, like everything is okay. Your kids can't see that there's nothing wrong with you. And my 16-year-old, we've been through a lot with my kids. Like, I had my son, but it's something about that daughter. Like, you know, she's been the mother for me. You know what I'm saying?
Girl,
She's been
my
the mother.
oldest is the mother for me.
Even now, I'm the Kiki. I'm the mother. She's like, okay, ma, but you hear the
I
conversation.
know.
I'm like, who's the mama?
She remind me of my
But
kids.
she's been my Rolly ever since. If it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would be. A lot of people feel like kids supposed to do what you say, and not. They have feelings too. If it wasn't for my daughter, I would have never made it through the experience of leaving. I made the decision I made because of my kids. Because if the decision was a no, I wouldn't be here. You know, but at the same time, I'm trying to let her be a kid now because even when I told her not to be the mother, she had to be the mother because sometimes I wasn't always together to be the mother. Y'all haven't seen the broke down side of Tamara because I get in a space where I isolate even from my kids. And even still now, like
I've been there.
some days they be coming, I'm like,
done
that.
I don't want to be bothered.
In
Leave
the
me
room.
alone.
Yes.
And, or
in
I
the
would find the
room.
littlest thing
Door
to
shut.
be mad at them, like, go sit down somewhere. And that's not fair to them. And my daughter came to me and was like, Ma, I'm starting to think you just mad because we didn't do nothing. And she had to, you know, I'm learning now that with my kids, even though they get on my nerves, but they so spoiled. So, like, this situation is hard for me because we kind of, like, separated at the moment. But I'm just giving them the time to make up with the time that they lost. And they want to be up under me all the time.
Of course.
And then I'd be like, oh, I'm enjoying this little free space. But then I had a breakdown the other day. Like, they did not want to go home. And, well,
You
wherever
go
they
feel
go.
guilty.
And then I'm just like, I'm working my ass off to get us all under one roof. But they ain't going to do nothing to get under my nerves when we get there. But that's just us. I've all they got, and they all I've got for the past couple of years. It's just been us.
It's hard for us as women to not when you have a situation, because I've had that situation where I could not be with my kids. I had to go. I had to leave to do better. I had to leave, and thankfully, like, their father stepped up and did what he had to do. You know, he has a better relationship with the last of our kids, our younger kids, than the older kids, because he didn't step up until the last kids. The older, there's 4 more before them, but he stepped up and did what he had to do with the last kids. And leaving them was the hardest thing that I've ever done. And I remember doing the same thing. I had to get the house together to bring them there. I had to do everything that I had to do because at this point it's like I can't, because I feel like a bad mom now. Like I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, even though I'm leaving or I'm not with them to make a better life. Because this is what I have to do.
Work used to be my scapegoat. I used to work all the time. So that I didn't have to deal with what was going on at home. So I didn't have to deal with kids. They reaped the benefits for me working all the time. But then my daughter had to break it down like, Ma, we just want to be with you. You don't have to have this. You don't have to have that. But I didn't know how to be there for them because I was going through my own stuff. And they probably seen or heard things as kids they shouldn't have seen. My daughter had to grow up quicker than she had to grow up because now we living in New York. My family on the other side of New York. And then it's like, I took them from their home because they did not like New York at all. They didn't like it, but they dealt with it because my family was there. But then I had to realize that when they was talking to me, they built family here in Buffalo that they knew over my family.
In this New York, right?
This New York, right? Buffalo, New York. Auntie Booby is always Auntie Booby, Auntie Niecy, and all these relatives. And they like, my sister like, they ain't your aunts. Yeah, but they the ones who helped raise them when I was away from y'all. So I was just like, oh, I'm still growing, and you know I'm trying to want not to show emotions, but my kids been through a lot that they shouldn't have, but they've accepted things just to make me happy when I know they wasn't happy themselves, and this is why I decided to make the move that I made.
I'm proud of you. I was proud of you when you left, and I'm proud of you that you
Yeah.
came back. Because it takes a lot to make those moves when you move away.
It does.
Away from everybody.
But a lot of people would solely think I left because of, you know, what I left. But it was a little bit of everybody. I had to get, like she said, I had to get out of Lackawanna. Lackawanna is safe, but it's so toxic at the same time. Well, I don't know how safe it is now because it's been a minute since I've been around here. So, you know, I ain't seen nothing but deers lately. But I'm just trying to say, you know, compared to living in New York City, I don't have to worry about my children.
Remember were you there when we had the Fox and Projects?
Oh, yeah.
It was over
me
by
tell
your
you.
house. Remember?
That's why I never came
I
inside.
remember just coming from somebody's house, and it had to be, it was after 12, trust me. It had to be probably 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember coming and into that field. And I'm coming through, and I seen something, and I looked, and it looked dead at me, and all I seen was the eyes glowing. But you know, I'm full of stuff, you know, so I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm about to get ate the fuck up. You know, but I'm trying to get, cause the kids got school, so my mind trying to get there, but on this thing at the same time, but it looked at me and turned around and disappeared. And I don't know if it was God playing with my mind saying, you're gonna wake up one day, you know, or what, but that scared me so bad. And every time I think about it, it's like, wow, I really seen something with some glowing eyes. I can't even tell y'all to this day what it was. Because I don't know what it was. And it was like I was here and it was here, and it just, all I seen was the glow of the eyes. And then it turned around and just disappeared. At the same time, I was saying, oh my God, I'm about to get ate up.
That was probably, I'm gonna get you. I'm still here. Don't think I'm not. I done got that call, and then I'll be fighting it. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be fighting it. I'll be fighting it like, God, I'll say, what? What you said what? I'm supposed to be doing what?
Right. Who you talking to?
Who
God?
you, thank
Who
you.
you talking to?
I remember I was,
like, for real?
exactly. I was driving Uber, y'all, trying to make, cause I got to send money back to my kids, so I got to make the ends meet. So I'm working full time and driving Uber. I'm in Chicago. I ain't got no choice but to just keep making money. Just make money. That was my thought. Make this money, send it back home, take care of what you got to do, get off your nephew's couch, and that's what I did. I got there in July. Before Christmas, I was in my own house because I had to make it work. And I remember driving Uber, and all of a sudden, I heard it like, you supposed to be mentoring these men. I said, say what? Seriously. I'm like, what? Exactly. Exactly. Like, God, do you know I'm brokenhearted right now? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Say what now? And I remember crying. Now, mind you, I'm driving. I'm supposed to be picking up somebody from the airport. Now I'm in tears because I'm like, he said what? Like, God, okay. And he started whooping me. He started whooping me because I was just doing my videos at this time. I was just really trying to fix myself. So I'm doing these motivational videos, calling myself doing this podcast, not consistent in it, just doing it. And who started gravitating towards me? Men. I made it to the airport. But did you get to the destination that you gotta figure out? I did. But I at this time I'm starting my Instagram page, and I'm looking at my insights, and it's like 80% men and 20% women.
Wow.
Yes. And I'm like, but God, what about the women? I'm a woman. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And every time, so now I got scared. And now I'm not posting like I'm supposed to, even though this is what I want to do. I want to be a speaker.
No, I'm about to tell it.
Oh, I'm about to be a speaker. Oh, Shauna, tell it, because I see you starting off. I see you doing it.
I was just talking to Rochelle on the phone about how I was ignoring God's direction. And ignoring God's direction will kill you. And when I was 24, I spoke about openly on her story. When I was 24, I spoke openly about her story, how I had a heart attack in my mid-20s. And back then, God was showing me that I was meant to help. And I didn't know how. So I always knew my purpose was to help people. I just didn't know how. So I kind of like blew it off. And I felt like God was putting it on my heart to help women back then. And I was like, no, God, what are you talking about? Like, no, I'm not speaking about nothing I'm going through. And then I had a heart attack. And after I got out of that relationship I asked God to show me my purpose. Like, I'm ready now. Put me in it, use me. And I said, order my steps. And showed me again that I'm meant to help people. And this time it was like, talk about what you've been through. And I'm like, no, that's embarrassing. Like, why would I want to talk about what I've been through? Like, I had some real boogeymen in my life. People gonna get exposed, you know. So I said no. So that was around the time you told me, this girl, she check her out. You might want to be on her show and whatever. So I sat on it for 2 weeks, and I was like, So I goes to my son's football game, and the night before, God showed me that I need you to speak about what you've been through. Because I was started getting my feet wet talking about Shauna's word, giving pieces of my testimony, but not giving full-fledged my testimony, trying to help people. And I was like, God, no, like, I can't do this. Like, and then I'm at my son's football game, and I start getting chest pains to the point where I collapse. And
Wow.
and I just said, I had to, from the hospital, God put a word on my heart, and it was like, be grateful for everything. And I posted that on my page.
I saw that recording. That's
I'm
what,
hooked up to
my
tubes.
God, yes.
And that's when I knew I had to do. People got to get exposed. But that's not the message I'm trying to portray. Take something that I've been through, you know, because you can come out of it. I consider myself a warrior. Like,
You are.
I'm a lion. And that's what that relationship did to me. People telling me, you can't be this, you can't be that. Yes, I can. Because God still favored me. So you know, that's how I came out of it. You know, and when I did her story, it was like, maybe she should have did this in counseling. God was my counseling.
That's right.
You know, because
That's
he
right.
saw me when y'all didn't.
Right.
And the more I got into God's word, I'm like, you know, you can feel how you want to feel, but, you know, I'm still, as long as I reach one.
That's all that matters.
So I fought my purpose until I just accepted it. And I don't care who mad.
And
That's
guess
how I
what? You
feel
reached
now.
out.
You empowered me. When I saw the episode, remember I talked to you first. I'm like, oh my, I even talked to Jay. I said,
She
Jay.
called me about 11 something, almost 12 o'clock at night. She said, girl.
And that
I
was
just
watered
finished-
down.
She said, I just finished watching it. It
I
was about
said,
11:30.
And I don't
Listen.
even know how I got it. I was just going through Facebook. And I
Probably
don't even know how I got on. I was like, wait, this cousin.
right.
Wait a minute, what does cousin know?
Right.
Like her story, and I'm starting
I
listening.
couldn't
I'm like,
believe it.
Oh my
I was
God.
shocked. It made me listen because I was looking like, I didn't know, because I was like, oh,
You
know,
empowered
blue my
me.
favorite color. And she was like, Deshaun. I said, wait. I was at work. I'm sitting there like this. And I listened and I was like, you would never, ever know.
Because up until that point, I was private, right?
Right, yeah.
Because it was embarrassing.
Because, like I said, I don't, like, I just speak to him, say hi, but I never knew, and the way the persona was, and then when I watched her video, I said, we need to go.
Yes.
You never know what
I
people
would
are
never
going
know.
through.
You think you going through
ever
something,
know.
but to see somebody else, and I'm like, cousin?
Right.
You know,
Because it was pretty
You
dumb.
see all
I
the
put a
pictures,
whole
yeah, and
But
then-
she's not going to come out about a business.
yeah, it's like us, like we'll come out with some stuff, be like, okay, I'm going through this, you know, but we don't let everybody know, but we let each other know. But like cousin was like played the whole thing like
you prettied it up.
like
you
she-
really did.
yes.
But that's what we do.
That's what we do. Is it's only natural. That's
She
what we
didn't
do to
bash, she
everything.
just
Some
told her
everybody
story.
work
You told
different.
her
Because that wasn't what I was trying to give off. Like, I'm really like a living testimony. Like, my life was a movie. Like, I can write a movie right now. Like,
Was it one of them Lifetime ones?
Or Tubi. Honey, was it Tubi or Lifetime?
No, baby,
I
she
love
got
it,
an
I love it, I
HBO
love it.
special. She got a box
Okay,
office
Prime.
special. She got a yes.
Okay.
It's better than
Wait.
Lifetime.
I
baby.
didn't
She
watch
got
the
one of them
episode.
real
But
Oh,
definitely
you
tap
got
in.
to
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
tap
She got-
If you from our neighborhood,
She got
she
that Prime video.
she
That's
did
that
something that I'm proud of you, because you made me say, you know what, I'm about to keep moving forward, because we do
Yeah.
water things down.
Can I post it?
Cause I was scared. Cause I was scared. I told Jay. I said, Jay, she said a lot. She said a
I was
lot.
like, oh, cousin. When
Right.
I looked at it, I said, she did not, if you listen to the story, you know, people and I don't like to listen. She didn't bash him. She just
Not
told
at all. You
what
told your
happened to her
story.
personally. I said, I called Booby. I said, Boo, quit shut. Did you see the story? I'm not even that. I said, Boo, quit shut. I said, girl. we
Everybody
gonna
calling
fuck,
me.
'cause people are
Everybody
mad.
calling me.
I said, man, listen, man. Like,
What made me feel good.
no, I called Boom Quisha. I said, listen, and if somebody say something, we're going to have to jump her. Because, listen, she did not bash him at all. She did not.
Nah.
She told her story. But, you know, people in their mind want to think what they want to do. It's, you know, even with me. You know, I didn't get talked about much when I was living in Lackawanna. But when I left, oh, I was dragged in the mud like a bad rug in a rainstorm. I was like, but these not the same people telling me I should do this. I should do that. But when I left, it was, oh, you shouldn't have did it. Well, then you could still heal and restore. Because I'm out. Like, these people, girl,
But when
I'm
you
proud.
on
I'm
the
glad you did.
outside looking in, you gonna just assume stuff. You don't know what's going on in there. A lot of people be on the outside looking in and just want to make up stuff to keep them from stuff off them that gonna be exposed.
That's all that's
So they
about.
just put it on somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna put the subject on her.
That's
Oh,
the
did y'all hear
story
this?
of
Did
my
you hear
life.
that?
She, you know, people have made me out to be whatever they want me to be in the city of Lackawanna from the time I was like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, she's stuck up, she's this, she's that, but never had a real conversation with me.
Right.
So for the people I do let in, they tell you like she one of the dopest females I ever sat down with. You know, so I've been judged. I ain't never been stuck up. I'm from the hood.
Right.
You know, y'all know me.
Right.
I'm still Shauna from the block.
Okay. Girl, I am Booby from the projects. How don't you know this?
I'm gonna be dressed. You know what I'm saying?
Because she
always
was like,
be
she
dressed.
washed up. And they did.
It's
I'm
that
not
light.
giving my light. I did that. Whatever.
It's that light, and it is all right. That's why that is the intention of this show. That's the intention of this circle, to show people that it is all right to be different. It is all right to be a light. It is all right to go through things and not be all right, because we all go through them. We all go through them, and some of us we aren't ready to tell our story. Some of us we still holding it in, you know, because we are in that process. Like, I really am in that process, and I thank all of you ladies for joining this with me, because I feel like we are all connected for a reason.
Yeah.
Like this connection here, and imagine me saying, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing but God, you know, and then you helping, you know what I mean?
Let me tell you, when I'm so thankful for alignment. I praise God for. I'm just so grateful for the people in my life, and that He's aligning in my life, because He always put a ram in the bush. He always have a ram in the bush. And when you connected me and Shauna, that first conversation with Shauna, girl, let me tell you, I'm screaming, and she flowing. She gone. She talking, right? But she has no idea she's telling my story. She has no idea she's telling my story, and I'm just letting her talk. And then when we get on recording, I'm hearing more of her story, and I'm like, oh my God. My ex-husband is 20 years older than I am. So when she's talking about being a child with someone that's already an adult, I was there. You know what I mean? When you're talking about the relationship that you were in, that you had to get away from, I was in that relationship. So I'm listening to her and the things that I got her story, right? Her story is helping me. It's helping me break these barriers and overcome. I got her story, but she's telling the parts of my story I can't. And that did so much for me, and she empowered and encouraged me so much. Like every time I think about it, it's like, oh my God, it's amazing how God makes things work and puts things together for us when we can't. You know what I mean? There's no way I could have put that together. And of myself, I wouldn't have done her story. Of myself, I wouldn't have done her story, and I battled with it too. I'm like, no, I'm not getting on no camera.
I couldn't just listen to her story. I was like, ugh.
But God prepared me for the backlash. That's why I say during that whole time I was worrying about what they gonna think. What, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
But
you
God
didn't
prepared
show
me.
it on that couch.
I was telling my story, so it came natural.
When you was on that phone and I was like, well, can I share it? She said, I done already put it on my page. I said, okay, fuck these people. I did. Because I was scared. I was scared because I knew.
She did, 'cause she was like,
I
should
knew the
share it? I said, well,
backlash.
she said-
I knew the backlash, and I'm like, shoot, I'm telling my kids, man, she is strong, y'all.
Yeah.
These kids, and then I'm looking at the ladies that's sharing it. I'm looking at all these young women that's sharing your story, just upping you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she don't even know how many women she's affected just by having the courage to do that, because it takes so much courage, because we're all holding something in.
Yeah.
Every last one of us sitting on this couch is holding something in, even now.
We're all battling
a lot of
something.
courage, 'cause
We're all battling something.
But it's amazing though, because it wasn't just women I touched. I got over 100 messages saying, sharing their testimonies of, you know, how I said mothers are the first teachers, and they telling me what they've been through, and they was like, you really just saved a lot of people. Like my inbox is like overloaded with a lot of men messaging me too. That's why I said I wasn't opposed to reaching men as well as women.
Because they
So.
need help too.
Right.
They need just as
More
much
than
help
we
as
know.
we do.
I found
But
with,
you wasn't bashing her either. You were just basically saying it was something that wasn't there, that you needed to be filled. That's why I was like, these people.
I gotta clear that up, because I never bashed my mother. I watched my mother pull miracles. You know what I'm saying? Being the only working woman in the household while my father ran the streets.
But that's
My
what
mother,
you said how
she
your
was-
mother endured a lot. But
she
see, people
did.
who just ignorant, they don't
They hear
listen.
what they wanna
That's
hear.
not
People
what she
hear
said.
what they
Not
wanna
once
hear.
did she bash her mother.
I
She
love
just
my mother.
said to this day she loved her mother, and it was things that was missing, and she watched her mother go through a lot, and she wasn't going to be that.
I was
And it's your
I
truth.
was able to forgive my mother because I seen what my mother's story was. So that's why I said with my relationship, when I started developing my relationship with God, I was able to forgive her. Like, I will always be grateful for everything she did, even if we don't got a relationship. And my door is always open to my mother. Like, I watched her really pull miracles. You know, I can't say it was tea parties all the time, because it wasn't. You know, but she probably did do the best she could.
Yeah, with what she knew.
Right, with what she
Clear
knew.
that up.
What
People
she
should
knew.
Just listen, 'cause you told
People
her,
don't.
right.
Like they didn't even
She shouldn't
they
have
didn't
to clear
even
it up.
think
She
about
didn't
the
have-
fact that
Well,
you
mommy,
were 14.
listen, I love you and I thank you for everything you did for us, even if you don't speak to me anymore.
She will. Shanette, get it together. Get it together. Because Shanette helped me, which is crazy. When I was going through it, she was one of the women to speak life into me. And I love, that's why when you said that about your mom, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it, because now I see her as a different type of woman. Didn't make me not love her still, because I do. I just see the other side of her. But I also understand when you are going through it as a mom, as a parent, and you are in an abusive relationship, which she was, because I remember what your mom was going through. I seen it. I seen y'all at your
We
grandma's
seen it
house.
too.
You know,
Like,
I seen
yeah.
it all.
Battered women's shelter, we was in there, like for real. If it wasn't for my grandma, Annie Sue, like,
Oh, I
Come on.
remember. So to see that other side of her, I was like, wow. Because what Shanette did for me, she told me that, girl, you gonna be okay. Live your life. You don't need that man. Like, she really poured into me when I was going through it. And then when I seen her marry Lojo, I was like, man, you know, like, yeah, I can do this. I can get into a different relationship. I can be, you know, I don't need this man. That's how I felt. You know, so seeing that, but we all have stories. You know, we all have gone through it. I was so not present for a while in my life with my kids. You know, I was shutting the door. My daughter, thank God for my oldest, she had to be the mom for a while. She still is like the mom. You know, I'd be
Like
like, girl,
China. China had to be the mom. And it was crazy. And then even though when I was there, and the youngest two get to acting up, she would get a belt and try to whoop them. And I had to come out and say, China, I'm here. I'm the mama.
Yes. Yes.
We just
But I
had this yesterday in the
understood.
movie.
You know,
I'm
when you
trying
put
to
in that
tell 'em.
position, you know, it's like, that's all I know. I'm the mom. I had to fend for them when she was gone, you know.
Yeah.
So but I still had to,
Can
you
I call
know.
you Boo Quisha? 'Cause look,
Girl, call me what you
I can't. My brain is just not. Because we just had this conversation with boo-hoosh yesterday because I'm sitting on the phone and she like, Ma, this, who's the parent? And when she got there, I'm trying to make the plates and stuff. She like, but I had to remember, this is the position she was put in between health issues and mental things and everything that I couldn't do. She stepped up because she felt like she had to take care of mommy. So now I'm trying to be like, because I'm looking at y'all stories, like I could never. And I'm still trying to hear, and I'm still going through with my kids now. My son, 21, amazing dad, about to be 22, one on the way. But me and him had like, and still, we getting better now that he got kids. Because his daughter saved his life. Because when we got to New York, he became in the streets and all of this. Because he never had that connection with who was supposed to be the male figure in his life, you know? And I took it as being disrespect until one day we had this big fight. And he came and finally broke down and told me what it was. And I didn't realize that working so much, I wasn't there for them. In my mind, I was working to make it better so we can get out and be. But sometimes they need their mom. They don't need the superwoman. They don't need the working woman.